Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 69 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Marion the Barbarian Van Stratton. Alongside me is Rodney Newpol. Rodney, happy Tuesday. Happy 69th episode of our show. How you doing,
69 already. Holy moly. Yeah. 69 shows. This is a nice one. I was thinking about today, you know, this is called the Stupidest Sports Show, and this is how stupid we really are, because I have no idea when the first episode actually hit. Because, so we took a couple of days off, but 69, so it means we got to be in almost week 35, 36. So when are we going to celebrate the 1 year anniversary? We probably should figure that out. Right?
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I wasn't expecting to plan our 1 year anniversary show when we still have a couple months until we actually have our 1 year anniversary show.
We might need to figure out when it was.
Yeah, probably at some point. Yeah, you would think. But until then, man, we'll just have to do with this show, the 69th episode of the stupidest sports show on earth. Dan is already he's getting the message on the comments, and I just wanted to start off the show with just nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got lots to get to tonight. I'm assuming there's a lot going on, man.
There's a lot going on. We're going to get real close to that lull, though. I was thinking about this the other day. We are 2-ish weeks away from not having much sports going on. Now, fortunately, I know I'm probably a little bit higher on it than you. I don't mind the WNBA, so I can follow what's going on there. Not gonna.
What is that about? What is that about? Why you just throw me under the bus with the WNBA already, man? I'm a big supporter. I don't know why you're saying that.
I mean, that Major League Baseball is what we're going to get from about mid-June to the 1st of April or of August. 6 weeks or so.
If you are close-minded, sure, but there's golf that happens literally every weekend. There's racing that happens. Did you watch the Indy 500 on Sunday?
I did not. Who won?
Alex Palou. Ironically, it's the same guy who has won. He won 4 of the previous 5 races going into this season. So now he's won 5 of the 6 IndyCar races in 2025.
That's impressive.
And considering that all the cars are equal, it really comes down to just the capability of the driver. So he's good. But yeah, Indy 500, that happened.
Alex Palou?
Palou, yeah. Spanish, I think.
Yeah.
I think Spanish, yeah.
2 weeks away from the U.S. Open.
Is it only 2 weeks?
I believe it's June 15th, right? So, it'll be 2 weeks from Thursday. Or June 13th, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's 2 weeks from Thursday. Check it. Look it up. Bro.
Okay, yeah, June 12th through the 15th. So
2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah. It's coming up soon.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, June is.
We just had the PGA Championship. Already we have another major.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Scotty Scheffler.
That's bold. I like it.
Minnesota Frost, back-to-back PWHL champs. Very, very good. Very nice there, Dan.
Shout out to Dan, because I learned what the Minnesota Frost are the other day because of Dan. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. But on the other side, see ya, Minnesota Timberwolves. You are no longer going to make it.
So you predicted the Minnesota Timberwolves to win this series in 7 games.
Yep, not going to happen.
I was going to say, it's still alive. It's still alive. They need to win 3 in a row, including 2 in Oklahoma City. Are you officially? I'm the one that put in the see ya. It's done for me. Are you saying see ya to Minnesota?
Yeah, I saw too much last night. I didn't necessarily love from that game. So it's kind of like, I know we've talked about this before, like your baseball team when you beat somebody 20-1, and like your mom is like, okay, save some of those runs for tomorrow's game.
It's great
That's
advice.
really what happened to Minnesota in Game 3. Like you really didn't need to beat them by 45. Like you probably could have got up 20 and put it on cruise control, because really all you did is you woke up the sleeping giant of the Oklahoma City Thunder. You woke them up. And they thought, okay, we probably ought to just go ahead and finish the series. I will go as far as you went with the Toronto Maple Leafs and say there is no chance Minnesota comes back and wins this series. And I am almost to the point where I say there is no chance Minnesota has another home game. Oklahoma City now wins this in 5.
Wow. That's even more reckless of a proclamation than I had. You're saying it's over in 5. It's over in 5.
Done deal. Oklahoma City. And in fact, I think Oklahoma City might blow them out tomorrow. I can see a blowout. Minnesota misses shots. They struggle. They get down on themselves. They see the elimination coming, and we see the end of the Minnesota Timberwolves for this season. But I just don't see it happening. The free throw merchant is causing too much issues for Minnesota. My teenager loves that nickname, by the way. He's always, every time he gets to the line, free throw merchant. Free throw merchant. Did you see the interview? They asked him about it. He's like, I don't care. I don't.
Yeah. Why would he? Like, trust me, these guys do not think about this stuff the way that like Twitter fans, like these fanboys online just cry.
Well, no, and basically his reaction was like, listen, Minnesota's fans' job is to do whatever it takes to try to get in my head and try to make sure we're not playing well. I get it. That's what they're supposed to do. It doesn't bother him. And that brings me to this question. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is actually he's a great face for the league. Now, I know he's not the top face of the league right now, but like from all accounts, like he's a pretty good guy. He's fairly well spoken. He doesn't necessarily act like a moron on the court. I'm not naming other guys that do, but we've seen behavior that isn't necessarily face worthy. But he's
not calling them. Yeah, not calling them morons, but they display the behaviors of a moron.
Yeah, and I don't see that out of Shai. I mean, I know he can be arrogant. I know he can be cocky. All NBA guys are. They should be. They're really good. But like I see a really good player playing the game hard and playing the game right. I like what I see out of him. A really nice player.
Yeah, he was I guess technically the centerpiece of a trade package, right? At that point, no one expected him to be a star player.
No,
he was just he's just a young player. We'll see what we could get out of him. And he, not just became a star, but also became a leader for a very, very young Oklahoma City team and has been sort of the face of that. And I wonder this, man, and I know we might be getting ahead of ourselves here, but Oklahoma City presumptively is going to be a huge favorite over the Pacers or the Knicks.
Yeah.
Whoever they play.
Yeah.
Assuming the Thunder get it done and they win the NBA Finals this year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously the MVP, giving the Thunder their first championship, does he then become Mr. Thunder? Does he surpass Kevin Durant? Does he surpass Russell Westbrook as sort of the face of the Oklahoma City Thunder Mount Rushmore?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Like, he leads them to a title. He's an MVP. Probably, on all accounts, will win the Finals MVP. Now, I mean, obviously, we have no idea. We haven't seen any games yet. But like, yeah. I mean, and he's only got. I mean, how old is he? He's late 20s.
Yeah, I can tell you right here because he's drafted. He's 26. 26.
So he's got 8 years of dominance left, and then maybe 12 in the league where he can continue to be very productive and a very good player. Like, yeah, I mean, if he's not at the end of the finals run, like the trajectory is, yes, he will be. I would 100% say so. Now, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook obviously continue and will probably always continue on that Mount Rushmore, which is a great question to this one. So let me change my subject real quick. So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant are your three heads on the Oklahoma City Mount Rushmore. Who's number 4?
It was James Harden there long enough?
I don't know, but I think you may have to consider, if they win this title, you may have to consider Mark Daigneault.
A coach?
I mean, they won 68 games this year. They went 3 years in a row without making the playoffs. So, man, I know that was some of his fault. He was the coach during that time, but like transcended into, and we said this about the Cavaliers, like they were transcended. We said about Boston, and now they don't look like they have a path to win a title. So, like Oklahoma City's run could end very quickly on a torn ACL by SGA next year, but like we're looking at them being multiple year champions, and if they are, I think it's got to be their head coach. I think it's got to be. But
no, I mean it's a really good point. It's a really good point. So
I don't know a number 4. James Harden was good, but he never. I mean, James Harden would be a good name on there, but like, what did he do in Oklahoma City that?
I mean, he was the sixth man on a Western Conference champion.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, he wasn't there long enough. He was a very, very good player, but he didn't become a star until Houston. When we're going to think about James Harden, it's going to be the Houston James Harden.
Yeah.
Based on the amount of games played, as far as like Thunder history, now, is it Nick Collison? Is it Steven Adams?
I mean, both those guys are interesting choices.
I mean, that like Nick Collison is basically the Udonis Haslem of the Seattle OKC franchise.
Yeah. That's a great question, and that's why I basically just hit me as we were talking about this. Like, who is the 4th Mount Rushmore of the Oklahoma City Thunder? But that's my point. I think you got to consider their coach.
Now, to make it even more difficult, let's say we can include the Seattle Supersonics franchise as well. So you open it up. So now, does Shea Gilgeous-Alexander make it on that Rushmore? Because now this suddenly includes Gary Payton. Maybe it includes Sean Kemp. Like, you have all the Seattle like history and lore as well. I'll let you ponder that one. If he gives it a try, because I think Seattle does have an NBA championship. I think like they won one in the 70s. But that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, my immediate answer would be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is certainly, if they win this title, has got to go on there. He's got to go on there. I think at that point it's a SGA, Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Kevin Durant,
and no Westbrook.
Yeah, that's a great question because that's a great question.
If it's five, that's an easy 5, and I'm totally in agreement with you there. But if you got to cut one,
yeah. But then, like, I mean, and I keep throwing coaches out there. Like George Karl's got to be considered, right?
Yeah. They've had some good coaches.
Yeah,
they've had some good coaches in that franchise.
Yeah.
Like Scott Brooks was there a long time and was a very successful there too. And obviously Mark Daniel. Even this is the problem though. Like if I and the majority of NBA fans don't know what a coach looks like, I don't know if we could consider him for the Mount Rushmore.
Right. I hear you. Yeah. So that's interesting.
If Mark Daniels sat right next to you, would you immediately know who he was?
No.
There you go.
Let's talk a little bit about the other series here, and I love this one: New York Knicks, Stevie Nicks, Bo Nix, Thunder in 5, Indiana Pacers, Speed Racers, Gooch Chasers, Thunder in 5. What about the other series? Like New York is in big trouble. New York's in big trouble. They're down 3-1 here.
Yeah, it's down 12. It's 111-99 with just under 9 minutes left in the game.
111 points.
I know the Knicks apparently thrive on these comebacks, but I don't have a good feeling about the Knicks right now in this game. Man, the Pacers are they play better basketball than the Knicks do. The Knicks might have sort of the more like just talent. I get, but like the Pacers are talented. I'm trying to find the right word to it. Like the Knicks have the collection of stars where on paper you would feel like that's the superior team. But like the Pacers just play a better, more cohesive brand of basketball where the
Agreed.
ball distribution is better. I think the coaching has been better. Like Rick Carlisle is a champion. He's a champion. Like
Yeah.
he's been around the block. He's a very good coach, and people forget that. Yeah, and the Pacers just seem like they are more equipped to win this series than the Knicks.
Tyrese Halliburton having a heck of a night tonight, 28 points, 14 assists already. And the thing I always look at is there's already 5 Pacers in double digits. They're very balanced. Wouldn't be surprised if they somehow got a 6. Now I don't know who it's going to be tonight. Maybe McConnell puts in a couple more buckets and gets to 10. But like their scoring is always like 25, 20, 18, 15, 12, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks kind of rely on like Brunson needs 35 and Cat needs 25. And then, maybe you get a third and then Hart and some of those guys get 8 and whatever. But Indiana's super balanced. And I don't think Aaron Nesmith is going to, I don't think that injury is going to play too big of a factor here. He is playing in this one. And it looks like he will play, going forward. So 24 minutes tonight, 16 points. That was going to, if he didn't play, that could have been interesting. It certainly could have been interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the fact that the Knicks had to make a lineup adjustment in the middle of this series because of how badly their starting 5 was outplayed after 2 games, like that says a lot.
Yeah,
that says a lot. They've had the same starting lineup all year, and then now heading into Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, you make a lineup change. You move Josh Hart to the bench. You were down big after making that change, but then you were able to come back. And they've pretty much been, I know that they've like narrowed the deficit, but they've pretty much been down all game today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the Pacers have pretty much been leading and in control of this game the entire time. So like the Knicks are still only playing about 6.5 guys. Like besides their, like Robinson starts now, but he's only played 19 minutes for them. Josh Hart's still playing 30, and then McBride's playing 15. Meanwhile, you have 10 players on the Pacers who have played 10 minutes or more.
Yeah. Now, and one more thing. You want to talk about free throw merchant. Why don't we consider Jalen Brunson for that? The dude shot.
I think we do. I think people do.
41
not as
free
much
throws.
Not as much as SGA. Sorry. Yeah, not as much as SGA, but yeah, Brunson absolutely draws fouls for
41 free throws through game 4 and the game's not over yet. 12 tonight. He's 11 for 12, 29 points. I mean, he's having a night, but not getting much from Bridges, not getting a lot off the bench from Hart. Cat's at 22 and 9. But yeah, they're gonna need a run here. I mean, that's gonna finish up before our show does, but they need a run. They need to run quick, or they're gonna have to win 3 in a row. Now, I do think I went bold on my first prediction. I do think New York can find a way and will find a way to win Game 5 in New York. But so now I'll go Indiana in 6 because I think the Pacers come back home and win that one and finish it off 3-2. So my revised predictions are Thunder in 5, Pacers in 6.
I think the Pacers just finish them off at 5 at this point.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the Knicks just seem out of gas. They seem out of gas. Like they didn't win. There's no reason to think that the Knicks are back home. They're going to play better. They lost both the games in New York.
Yeah,
they lost both. The Pacers they're just playing better basketball. They have them pegged out. They know that hey, if you force Brunson into taking inefficient shots, if you basically say, hey, Jalen, you have to do everything, they're gonna win. They're gonna win every single time. So, yeah, I kind of think that both of these series end in 5, and we're gonna get a nice lengthy break until the NBA Finals. Which honestly, though, like I feel like the NBA probably not thrilled. 1, that it would be a Thunder Pacers final, but 2, that there's going to be a nice lull in between then, so that people kind of forget about the NBA for a little bit, and then it's hey, welcome back. Here's Thunder Pacers. Yeah, like they were desperately praying that these were going to be long series, and they're not going to be.
So if you had to predict right now in the Thunder hosting the Pacers in a 7-game series, what are you taking?
I would take the Thunder to win that series. I'd take them in 5.
Yeah, I do too. And again, like I've been under underrating Indiana, but I just like what I see out of Oklahoma City too much.
It's not an anti-Indiana thing. Indiana is very good. It's a very pro Oklahoma City take.
Yeah.
That's my reason. Like, guys, people, I don't know. I said guys. Well, I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to people listening. Like, the Thunder won 68 games this year.
Yeah.
Statistically, they are one of the best NBA teams that we have seen. They're one of the best. And unless you have LeBron James on the other side, like, chances are that whoever you face in the finals, you're gonna beat. So, I feel good about the Thunder.
So I want to move on to our next topic here because I have definitive proof. That Connor McDavid listens to our show. After I came on here and said, why don't the Edmonton Oilers ever play any defense? After game 2.
Right. So, the context. So it was after game 1 where they gave up 6 goals. And then you on Friday morning said the Oilers, why don't they play any defense?
Yeah. And so then an 8-second clip after they won 3-0, Connor McDavid says, yes, we can play defense. That's it. That's all he said. He laughed and said, yes, we can play defense. If that is not 100% definitive proof that he listens to our show, me coming out and saying they do not play any defense, why don't they play any defense? I can't. That's all I got, right? Like, he listens to the show. Well, Connor, when you listen tonight after your game, good work tonight.
I gotta say, man, that was exceptional production value. You having that audio clip there.
Did you hear it?
Say, this is here. Play it again, and this is courtesy of whoever Rodney got this video from.
Here we go.
I don't know. All right.
Yes, we can play defense. Yes, we can play defense.
No, I heard it. Ever since you declared that the Oilers can't play defense, they've given up no goals in game 2. They gave up 1 goal in game 3. It was a 6-1 win. And tonight they're about halfway through the third and they're leading 2-1. So that's so quick math here. That's 8.5 periods of hockey. They've given up 2 goals.
Yeah. I mean,
that is the type of thing that happens to me when I say something.
Yeah.
This is what a Tim Curse feels like.
We clearly encouraged. We clearly have led on the Edmonton Oilers to start playing defense. They heard the show and we're like, oh yeah, we got to start playing defense. Good idea. First of all, greetings, Ron. Thanks for joining us tonight. I saw he came on here. We could talk Cardinals here in a little bit, Ron. But yes, thanks for joining us. We're in the middle of a Connor McDavid listens to a show topic here, Ron. So we'll get to the Cardinals here. We'll get to Cardinals here in a minute. But NHL. So Carolina found a way to win one in Sunrise, but I'm going to guess that doesn't last long. I mean, okay, great. I think we both were like, okay, maybe they'll win one. I doubt it, but they might win one type situation. They're not going to win that one.
Panthers were missing Reinhardt. They were missing Nico Mikkola, who's been really good for them. They were missing AJ Greer. Like, the Panthers had a handful of guys that they were missing. They were 3-1 or 3-0 in that series and dominated each of those 3. Congrats, Hurricanes. The best that the Hurricanes could say is, hey, well, at least we snapped that. What was it up to? 15 or 16 straight loss. I think 15 straight Eastern Conference Finals losses. So now they could say that that's over, but they're not going to advance past this round. So
the last time they won,
Florida Panthers, man. The Florida Panthers are gonna go to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, and the last time Carolina won a Western or Eastern Conference game, Rod Brindamore scored in Game 7. He is the head coach. Who knew? Rod Brindamore. Yeah. I know Dan knew, and I know you knew. I wonder how many listeners knew that Rod Brindamore was head coach of the Carolina. So why don't people know hockey? I know people don't follow hockey nearly as much as some do, but why don't people know hockey coaches? Why is that?
Why don't people know hockey coaches?
Yeah, like I feel like people know a lot of the MLB managers. People know a lot of NBA coaches. A lot, not all.
I honestly feel like NBA fans probably don't know as many head coaches as you think they do.
Yeah,
in their sport. Like if I were to ask you, like you watch Cardinals religiously, you follow baseball. If I were to ask you, like, who's the manager right now of the Miami Marlins, would you know it?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't remember the name, so you're right. I know.
If I were to ask you
got fired.
right now, who the manager is
Yeah.
of the Cleveland Guardians, who went to the ALCS last year, would you know it?
You got me there, I guess, but I don't know. Like I feel like the MLB managers are bigger highlight. The ones that we do know. You're probably right. I don't know, man. I just feel like we just don't follow the NHL coaches like we should. Okay, can I get to Ron's point here? So Ron has a point here, and listen, the 1992 Peoria Rivermen, my wheelhouse because I was 10 years old. Like I was loving hockey. I was growing up, and I think they have one of the best logos of all time. I love that Rivermen circular logo with the red and blue. I love that logo. Some of the guys on that team, you know any of these guys? You know, this was a fun team. You don't know anybody on the Rivermen, do you? Weren't from Peoria during that time. Do you know any Rivermen from the 1992?
Just say the names, man.
Richard Pion was one of my favorite players of all time in there. Kyle Reeves, another nice player. Jason Ruff, we all know Jason Ruff. He is the voice of the Rivermen now, right? Right? You don't know. Anyways, 1992 Peoria Rivermen. Thanks, Ron. Blast from the past there. Anyways, what do you got in hockey then before we move on? Anything else? Oilers play defense. Carolina picked up a win. If you had to make a Stanley Cup prediction right now, it's Florida over Edmonton, ? In 5?
I'm just waiting to see how long you could talk without needing me, because you seem to have a good thing going talking about the 92 Peoria Rivermen in 2025.
There you go. There's some more names.
God.
Hey, man.
I feel like I should have taken the night off, and then Ron could have come in, and then you guys could have just named old Rivermen for an hour.
I'm on a heater tonight. Got a lot to talk about. What else you got in hockey before we move to baseball?
To answer your question, yeah, I mean, I've said for like 3 weeks now it's going to be Oilers Panthers in the final. And as of now, you know what? As of right now, I'm going to take the Oilers.
Because they figured out how to play defense?
Because they figured out how to play defense. Yes.
7:30.
And also the Panthers just feel very banged up. And like, okay, if Sam Reinhart comes back, it's not like he's like, hey, good news. I'm fully healed, everyone. Like, they've played a lot of hockey the last few years. Those guys have been feeling it. Like, Matthew Tkachuk has basically played this entire postseason very obviously hurt. And it's not like he's dominating. He's not really putting points up. He's doing certain things really well, and he's always going to be able to do that, but he's not really at the point where he could just take over a game, kind of like where he's been the last couple of years. Right. He's hurt. So I don't know. The Panthers, I respect the hell out of them. They could absolutely do it. They did it last year, but maybe this is the year that the Oilers get their revenge. It kind of like, do you remember like 2008, 2009, where we had back-to-back years with Red Wings Penguins? Yeah. The Red Wings won the first year, but then the Penguins got their revenge next year with Sid the Kid getting his first. I kind of see something like that where, Sid the Kid got his, and now maybe McDavid's going to get his. So that's where I'll go. And now watch the Dallas Stars win the series, and I look like a fool, but I'm sticking to it.
There's 7 minutes left, and the interesting thing I see here is the Knicks Pacers are now down to an 8-point game. It's 115-107 with about 5 minutes to go. So we got 2 interesting games. I'll pull up hockey as we're talking here. 2-1, just under 6.5 to go in the game. If anything happens there, we'll be the first to let you know 100%. All right, let's go to baseball.
Baseball.
So I need to find, because we sprung this last minute, I need to find our predictions. How we doing in our predictions? Let's start in the NL Central, because that's near and dear to my heart. I think you picked the Cardinals dead last, didn't you?
It's quite possible. Yeah. Quite possible I did. Yeah, maybe, probably. In
They
hindsight, I probably should have taken the Pittsburgh Pirates.
are
But
not.
yeah,
Yeah, the Cardinals are not going to finish last in the National League Central.
no,
They will finish ahead of Pittsburgh. I do think they're going to finish ahead of Milwaukee. I still think they'll finish ahead of Cincinnati, and I don't think they're going to be able to slug enough with the Cubs. Cubs have slugged, and they continue to slug 1/3 through the season. Their pitching probably has still been better than it should be. I don't think the Cubs pitching is all that good, but somehow the switch has been flipped for the Cardinals. And we joked about this, and you kind of spurred them on that week. They won 6 straight all in a week. But they're playing good baseball. They picked up a win tonight. They got some offense from some guys they needed. Nolan Gorman. Who else got a hit? Oh, Jordan Walker. But anyways, that's the Central. I think I had the Cardinals 4th, so I'm not going to win that one either.
Cardinals tied for the final wild card spot right now with the San Francisco Giants.
Ooh, Dodgers are shaking in their boots about those Giants.
Can you confidently say, so the Cardinals right now, thanks to that win streak, are 31-24, currently occupying one of the 6 coveted National League playoff spots. Can you right now on May 27th say the St. Louis Cardinals are good?
They are playing better than they should.
Answer my question.
The Cardinals
are they a good team? Are they a good team? They could be playing good. Are they a good team?
Cardinals are pretty good.
Okay. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong. I wanted to get your feel because I've heard, Cardinals playing good baseball, which they are. Like, of course they are. They won a lot of games in a row. Yeah. They've totally churned their season around. I don't know if you have seen something with them to give you the impression that, hey, maybe this team is better than we all thought they were. Because largely the team is very similar to what they were last year on paper.
Yeah.
The team that lost 90 games.
Yeah, Brant Brown, new hitting coach, has helped. And we've seen things like this before where just a change of voice, whether it's manager, whether it's pitching coach, whether it's hitting coach. I mean, their at bats are much more productive. They have a goal in mind. They have an approach at the plate. Mm-hmm. They got some guys that have hit fairly well. I mean, Brendan Donovan's having a great year. Nolan Arenado's not even hitting that well, but now in the 6th spot, he had a big home run to tie the game. Victor Scott's been better than I thought. Like I kind of thought Victor Scott was kind of like a light hitting speedster, but I mean, gosh, he's getting on base, and when he's on base, it's a double. He steals. Mason Wynn's turned his season around a little bit. I still think Wilson Contreras is going to hit even more than he has. Jordan Walker wasn't even hitting 200 there for a while, so they're pretty good. Pitching's probably been better than it should be. Like, why is Eric Fetty, Miles Michaelis? Like, Miles Michaelis has gone like 6 starts in a row of like unbelievable numbers. So they're pretty good. I still think they're probably playing better than they are right now. But we'll take it. Like 7 games over 500, we'll take it. We'll take it all day. I mean, on pace to win 90-plus games.
That's not at all what I think many people expected out of them.
No,
it probably like they're in the conversation really to be the most surprising team in baseball. Maybe you could say Detroit in the sense of like, I don't think people thought the Tigers would be the best record in the American League.
Yeah,
16 games over 500 at this point, but like they were a playoff team last year. I don't think anyone thought the Cardinals would be in this spot right now.
We both hysterically laughed at Ollie Marmol was one of the least. He was like the biggest underdog to win Manager of the Year in the National League. Yeah, this would have been 20 episodes ago or so when we did our MLB predictions, but he was literally at the bottom of the rankings for MLB Manager of the Year, and I know we both literally laughed about it. Like, he's in play to win this right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
I mean, obviously the Phillies are running, they're really good. And, that guy probably is going to get consideration.
That's great that you said that guy. Cause we know so much about managers.
Thompson.
What's his name?
Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Rob, right? Rob Thompson.
Rob Thompson.
Yeah. By the way, Edmonton's on the power play, so they could put one away here and really finish this one off. But yeah, I mean, in the National League, the Mets, Mets manager, Dave Roberts probably won't win it because they expect to win 110 games. But anyways, yeah. So Let's go to the East.
Does Craig Counsell have a shot to win it?
Yeah, I would guess
Probably.
so. I would guess so, yeah. What about the East? What did we have? I'm pretty sure I had Mets, Phillies, Braves. No.
I was very high. I just remember being very high on the Braves. Very high. And they got off to a dreadful start. They've somewhat, gotten back into the mix. Like, they have a positive run differential. Acuna just came back this week. Strider came back a little bit ago. So things are on the up, but they're 9.5 games out of first place already. So if they do plan on making the playoffs, which they still very well could, likely going to be as a wild card team. So you need to start rooting for those NL West teams to fall off a little bit. Probably your Cardinals would need to fall off a little bit in order for the Braves to get in there. But like, Phillies and Mets have both played really well. Phillies have just really come out of nowhere too as of late and shot up. They're best team in the National League right now.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a team that's always been, I mean, not always, but the last several years been potentially good. Like, they got a lot of guys. Like, and I don't even, like, Nola and Wheeler didn't even start that well, especially Nola. Nola, I don't think, has been good.
Nola's still been pretty rough. Yeah, Wheeler's been good. Wheeler's good, and Christopher Sanchez, and they got a couple really good pitchers on that team.
Yeah. The West, obviously, I think I'm pretty sure, I know I had LA. I had Arizona over San Diego, and then the Giants, and then the Rockies. So, LA leading that division. Everybody predicted that, so I can't say we're. I just need Arizona to be a little bit better. They have not played as well as I thought they should be. They don't pitch.
They've had a tough few weeks. Yeah,
bullpen's been pretty poor.
You know what pisses me off? I feel like the Dodgers haven't even been playing particularly well, but yet they're somehow 13 games over 500.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time I look at the Dodgers, just 5-5 in their last 10. Another pitcher goes on the IL. But it's like, oh, well, they still win because they have so much talent that they just their losses are still wins.
So let me ask you, what do the Dodgers end up doing? Now we're a little bit we're a ways away, but what do the Dodgers do at the deadline?
I don't know, get some superstar somewhere. I don't know.
We're early for the deadline, but like, who's the big name going to be? Because I'm thinking,
oh, goodness,
I'm thinking my Cardinals at 7 games over 500. Like, are they actually going to go find somebody that helps them? They haven't over the years. They, there's been a couple times they have, but like, who are going to be the names at the deadline? Is my next question.
Oh, do you want to hear the first name that just came up? That would be just the most disgusting thing for the Dodgers to do.
Vlad?
Hear me out here. No, Vlad just signed his extension.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's not
right.
Vlad.
Yeah,
but it's the same division. What about Rafael Devers?
Who last I knew was leading in RBIs.
Man, what a turnaround after that dreadful first week or 10 days for him. Yeah, he's been great, but he just like doesn't want to play first for them, and it's just seems messy. Dodgers need a third baseman. It's just, I could see it. Maybe not a deadline deal, but like I could see like a Mookie Betts-esque trade at some point.
I'm just trying to figure out what guys are going to go and who people can covet. We're a ways away, so we can move on to that later. Let's move American League Central. Yep. I know we are both high on Kansas City, not as high on Detroit. I do believe. God, I need the paper. I need the paper to see where we had these guys.
Need the paper. This would have been a good opportunity for you to use the paper here. I can tell you I did not expect Detroit to be leading the American League, and they've been very good all season. It's not like they just had a really hot stretch. They've been this good since opening day. It just Skubal is amazing. Torkelson has finally sort of delivered on the hype. He was one of those guys who had been in the league now for a couple years. People are waiting for him to step up as a number 1 overall pick, and he's been great. Riley Green's really good. Javi Baez is randomly resurging. Just annoying, but whatever.
It is annoying because why is
it is annoying? Like, it's annoying, right? Yeah, it's annoying that he's playing all over the field. He's like, oh, I'm in center field now. Oh, I'm in third baseman now. And it's just the super utility guys. You become Tommy Edman of the American League. It's annoying.
What American League West?
I guess Texas not being able to hit anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like that offense has been dreadful. Jock Peterson, I think maybe has 3 hits all season. Adolis Garcia was dropped in my 12-team fantasy league. Yeah, guys, it's weird because that lineup should be good, and no one's got. Marcus Semien has been unplayable.
Yeah.
Marcus Semien might be the worst qualified hitter in all of baseball. It's so bizarre. The whole team is just like no one can hit.
Yeah, that's who the Cardinals have coming this weekend. I hope their bats stay cold. And then we didn't talk about the Yankees. We both like the Yankees in the East. Your Yankees, by the way. I got to throw that out there. Your New York Yankees. What are you seeing from the Yankees still? I mean, Jason Dominguez, is he legit?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's his first real opportunity to be a major league player, and the good news is that he's going into a situation where he wasn't expected to, hey, we're going to put you in the middle of the lineup, and our whole season is depending on you. Now, granted, there's probably more pressure on him early on before they knew, like, oh shit, Ben Rice can hit. Oh shit, Trent Grisham is suddenly hitting now.
Yeah.
So like that has taken the pressure off, and Dominguez is probably their 6th or 7th best qualified hitter. Because I mean, you look at Aaron Judge aside, like Bellinger has finally turned a corner. He's hitting really well. Paul Goldschmidt, even though he's not really hitting for power, is still hitting great. I mentioned Grisham, I mentioned Rice. You have Anthony Volpe who's hitting well. Like they have probably 7 or 8 guys right now that are all hitting well above league average.
Yeah.
Now, will it last? I mean, you're gonna have lulls, obviously, but like the team's hitting really well, and as far as the pitching goes, aside from the first couple weeks, like Max Fried's the Cy Young favorite right now. Carlos Rodon has looked really, really sharp. Will Warren, after a couple early starts, he's been good. They're eventually going to get Luis Heel back, who was the rookie of the year last year. So yeah, it's a really, really good team, and that they were able to take the money that they were going to give Juan Soto and distribute it amongst several players. And they're a better team than they were last year.
Oh yeah,
last year, like it was Judge, Soto, and then a sharp drop off to everyone else, and now they're just so much more balanced.
And still no Garrett Cole.
Yeah, and they won't. I mean, he's done. He's out for the whole year. But like Giancarlo Stanton might play at some point. Like he might come in, but then it's like, okay, well, they're going to rotate him with Ben Rice, with Bellinger, with Grisham. Like they have so many different options that they can mix and match with as long as everyone's hitting.
2 quick updates. The Oilers scored. It's 3-1. That game's about over. 2 minutes to go. It was an empty netter. And we got under a minute. It's 123-116 Pacers. So Knicks need another miracle, or both those series, NHL and NBA, will move to 3-1. So other than that, baseball, I mean, once we find our paper, maybe we can nail down our predictions. But right now, I don't have it.
I could say we both thought Boston would be better than they've been.
Yeah.
I think you were really high on Boston.
Yeah, and they haven't been very good.
Yeah, 27-29. That's a weird team. Like, that's a weird team because they have a positive run differential. Like, they've been hit with injuries. Like, the Casas injury was really bad. Alex Bregman now is looking at a pretty lengthy absence as well. Devers is not content with things. Like,
So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 1 minute. And you got to give me your top 5 power rankings in MLB. So you're going to start in 10 seconds because I'm watching the timer up there. Top 5 power rankings in MLB. You get 1 minute. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin.
All right, your number 5 team in Major League Baseball. I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs. They have been excellent offensively all year. The reason that I don't have them higher is because I still have concerns about their pitching, but you have to give them credit. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers, we talked a lot about them. Arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and Tarek Skubal. There's a lot to like there, and even in a tough division, they're well ahead. Number 3, I'm going with the Philadelphia Phillies. this is a team now that we could say is a little bit of been there, done that. They have experience. There's strong pitching. There's good offense. I like them. Number 2, I'm going to go with the LA Dodgers. Despite me never thinking they're actually playing well, they're still winning games. And when that team's healthy, they're obviously going to be the front runners. And then number 1, I'm going to go with the New York Yankees. The best run differential in baseball. They have the best hitter in baseball. They have the Cy Young favorite right now, Max Fried. Oh, so close.
Good work.
It's going to be like minute 3.
Good work. No, I like those rankings. I think those are pretty good. I think those are pretty good. So good work. You on the spot. You pretty much nailed it. And you had the announcer voice. You gave a description why. No, that was solid. 127, 118 Pacers with 14 seconds. So that game is going to be over. They took out the starters and they showed John Halliburton free pops.
Yeah, he's back. He's back, man. He doesn't have to watch from a Buffalo Wild Wings anymore. That's exciting.
He's back. So are we Mount Rushmore or where are we at here?
Well, I wanted to put this on there because you just randomly threw this in the other day. It was a Tim's choice of topic, so I decided to do a Rodney's choice of topic. That was before you spent about 3 minutes of our show talking about 1992 Peoria Rivermen. So if you do have another choice of topic, now is the time before we can do a 69 Mount Rushmore.
Nice. What's your favorite what's your favorite thing about the month of June?
My favorite thing about the month of June, it's a tie. It's golf? the US Open. Yep. And it's having the longest day of the year, the summer solstice.
It's like June 20th, somewhere around there.
It's like 21st, maybe. Yeah. The June solstice, and just like having that, because I legitimately do. I think about that where I'm like, man, I took my dog out earlier. It was like 8:45. I'm like, man, it's still a little light out. And I was like, man, it's going to keep being lighter later and later until we get to that June 21st. And then I count down to it. Now, the downside is right after that, days are going to get shorter little by little.
Yes.
Very sad.
Yes. That's good. I wanted to hear what your I think both those are good answers. Just nicer, warmer weather outside. I'm a shorts year-round guy, but like legitimately shorts weather. Still no air conditioning here because it hasn't been warm enough yet. I kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It could stay like that through June if it wanted to, but anyways, no, that's good. That was what came to mind. I just was curious because we're coming up to June. So one thing, I'm coaching U8 softball. I know you know that. I'm telling the fans. Mm-hmm. So my daughter's 8, and not that we're year round, but we practiced kind of from the fall, and we have an indoor facility. So we were ish year round. And one thing we did because they're 8 is we celebrated the start of new months. That's kind of fun with 8-year-olds. Like,
yeah.
Why are we? Because they love like cupcakes, candy, cookies, whatever. So like an 8-year-olds, you got to motivate them. The girls, not that girls can't play sports because they can, but like you got to motivate them. So what do? We celebrate the start of new months. Kind of fun. So we'll celebrate next week when June gets here. Monday we'll have practice and celebrate it. But I'm always thinking about what is the best part about the months. So anyways, that's my topic.
Well, that's great, man. You thought of that right then and there. That was really good.
Let's get to our Mount Rushmore of 69s. I'm going to guess we don't find much here, right?
It's a pretty bad list. There's never been an NBA player to wear 69, which is not nice. Looking at the Major League Baseball list, there's only been one player in Major League Baseball that has worn the number 69 for more than 2 years. It was Bronson Arroyo, who wore it for 3 years when he came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is like the less famous version of Bronson Arroyo before he had white guy dreadlocks or white guy cornrows, I should say, on the Red Sox. But Bronson Arroyo, technically, I think he's probably the face of 69 for MLB.
That's a good one. Face of 69. Like, I mean, that's a privilege right there, though. That is a privilege.
NBA, or I should say NFL, were freaking loaded though. We were loaded in NFL. So you certainly remember Jared Allen,
Yeah,
the defensive end, the Chiefs, the Vikings.
I do.
He's your number one 69. John Runyon, whose face would always just get randomly bloody during games. No reason.
No
No
reason.
reason. You got a face mask. That's what I hate about these Philadelphia Eagles, man. They're like such drama queens, man. They're just like
You think he just
football.
purposely
God.
had blood?
Can you definitively say that he just happened to have blood on his face every game? I don't know, man. It's a gross franchise. Even though his son John Runyon Jr. is the starting left guard for the New York Football Giants. I digress. David Bakhtiari, one of Aaron Rodgers' soulmates in many ways. He's also number 69. And Mark Schlereth. Mark Schlereth was number 69. Like, we could probably get away with having all four guys NFL. Unless you want to throw Bronson Arroyo on there. Maybe we find a hockey guy. I can tell you right now, the hockey list, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Andrew Desjardins from the Sharks probably is your best one. So, yeah, it's basically going to be either we go all NFL or 3 NFL and a Bronson Arroyo in there. But what are your thoughts?
I don't think Bronson belongs.
No.
3 years. Okay. I mean, we've been pretty particular about you got to actually be 6. You got to be that number for a while. I'm good with the foursome NFL here. Not bad names, not bad. I mean, it's not our worst, it's not our best. But I'm okay with it. So run down those 4 names: Mark Schlereth.
So Jared Allen, John Runyon, David Bakhtiari, and Mark Schlereth.
So Runyon's is going to have like blood all the way down his face.
Blood, just blood, just all over the rock. Yeah. There are a couple other guys like Jordan Gross, who was a longtime Carolina Panther, multiple-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro. He was someone that was on there, but I like Schlereth just has more name value because not only was a good player and a Super Bowl champion, but also media career. So
yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with the list. I feel good about that.
There it is. That's 69. So it's 70 coming up on Friday morning.
We're done with the 60s.
Yes.
We made it through. Amazing. Oh God, that was a slog, man. But I feel like 69s. We ended on a nice note there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yes, the Pacers are up 3-1, and the Oilers are up 3-1. By Tuesday, we'll likely have a finals in each. I
think so. Yeah.
In each, because we'll probably have a finals in each, and we'll be able to break those down. So not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday we'll get our PGA lineup in there. You got to join me. You got to actually have a team this year. I know you've given it up for some religious reason, but you got to actually have a DraftKings team.
We just put a team together for the PGA.
I know, but you actually have to join this time.
Well, what would have happened if I did join?
Yeah, Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, I would have been like, why the hell did I join? This is the worst lineup I've ever seen.
Dustin Johnson.
We had like 2 guys make the cut, man. 2 out of 6.
Have some faith. Got to have faith. We got to actually play, even if it's a dollar lineup.
I will.
Anyway, so that is it. Our Substack continues to roll along. We are likely going to finish in the positives for the month of May and continue being close to 40 units up. We'll continue to try to win picks there. Sign up for our Substack. Get winning picks to your email every day, usually in the afternoon. If there's morning games, they'll come in the morning. Follow us on Twitter. No W on the end. It is twitter.x. And the final statement of the night. Oh, thank you to Gateway Sports. I know Ron was on. Yep. He is one of the members of Gateway Sports. I actually responded to the Twitter group message this time about the Cardinals.
I saw.
Yeah. Well, I figured I should at least join. Yeah. I know you've muted it or deleted or blocked it, but So
I've not done any of those things. I just choose to ignore it because all it is just a Cardinals group chat that I don't want to be a part of.
Yeah. Anyways,
know what I should do? Know what I should do in the Gateway Sports chat because because they like to include all sorts of sports fans. While you guys are all talking Cardinals, I'm just going to come in with a like, hey, did you guys see what Ben Rice did today?
Yeah. They may enjoy that. Who knows?
They might.
Who knows?
They might, man. Uncle Ben, it's my guy. But yeah, if you want to listen to any of our 69 nice episodes of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth, make sure to go wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, rate, subscribe, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Help us take down McAfee. By the way, Rodney, so I don't want to alarm you here because the Cubs have been on some bull in the way that they win these games in heroic fashion, but the Cubs are 2 outs away from losing 3-2 in 11 innings to the 9-45 Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to gain that game back, be 2 back of the. But yes, they have found a knack to come from behind and win. So hold them Rockies, and 2 games back heading to the 28th of May for the Cardinals is pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, and it's a nice touch to the show here to finish nicely.
Yeah, PCA Pete Crow Armstrong stole third base, so now a sac fly can tie the game up. So I don't have much faith in the Rockies right now, who threw out a reliever that has a 6.5 ERA. So we got to do something about the fact that there's that last year we had a team that set the record for the most losses in a season, and now there's going to be a team that sets even more losses the next year. This is what happens when we allow the Dodgers to run rampant and ruin our great game.
Right.
And then as a result, the White Sox and the Rockies now have the worst products that we've ever seen on a baseball field. It's not right, and I won't stand for it.
All right, let's join back on.
It's awful.
Let's come back on Friday, and maybe I'll put together the plan so we can have a few different ideas this time instead of 8:58.
Great ideas.
You're right. Ideas. Tonight was a great show, but a plan or two, man. From me, I should probably plan something this time.
Is it just going to be 92 Riverman talk?
I mean, Ron's a really nice listener, and I just had to include him, right? And I mean, he even commented. He liked the show because I told him I talked about 92 Riverman. You want proof? Hold on. Good show. Ron liked the show because we talked Riverman. There we go.
I'm glad you liked it, Ron.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Yeah, pretty sure the Cubs just tied. The problem with the MLB app. Yeah. Cubs tied the game. So much for that. Rockies. Disgusting. All right, let's get out of here. This was a fun show, man. Yeah, we'll talk again on Friday. But thanks to everyone who joined in, to Ron, to Dan, to all the listeners who tuned in. For Rodney, this is Tim, Marion the Barbarian Van Stratton, signing off for another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpole and Tim Van Stratton.